Hey, how are ya? Noxis Flak here, and happy Friday morning to you. That is, if you're watching this video when it first released. This is the Age of Empires 4 review. I have finished every single player campaign like I love to do on a good RTS game. I grew up on RTS games with fun stories, and when a new one comes out, I get pretty excited. So, what do I think? Well, first things first, there are more civilizations available than there are campaigns. So we have the Norman campaign, the Hundred Years' War campaign, where you play as the French, the Mongol Empire, my favorite, which is always my favorite because horse archers were the best, and then the Rise of Moscow, a nice new touch that I don't think we saw from the Age of Empires universe, except for a little bit in Age of Empires 3, but that was definitely a different time period. Compare that, of course, that's 4, to the civilizations you can choose from here. You have the English, that's included in the Norman campaign. You have the Chinese, not included, and I desperately want a Chinese campaign. I think that would be very interesting. You have a wealth of history to pull from there, and I think the Chinese strategy, which is essentially the opposite of the Mongolians, right? Big walls, sturdy buildings. We are building a civilization right here. We are not moving. And then the concept of taxes, which is where every time your villager drops off wood, food, gold, they also drop off more gold because, you're being taxed for working. Very cool. And I want a story with the Chinese campaign. The French were the Hundred Year War playable faction. Holy Roman Empire, again, this is just like the Teutonic Knights, or similar enough to the Teutonic Knights in Age of Empires 2. I desperately want a campaign for the Holy Roman Empire, and this is the defense, sort of like the Chinese, but religion is the interesting thing. It's a civilization that specializes in religion. I think you can imagine a few from Age of Empires 2 that did that as well. Mongols were, of course, had their campaign. I loved their campaign. The best part of Age of Empires 4, in my opinion, I know it's petty, the Cavalry Archers can shoot while moving. That is completely different from Age of Empires 2. In Age of Empires 2, they'd run up to you, stop, fire in all directions, which was very fun, right? And then they had to run while not shooting, which is the only reason they didn't always win. Now that you can have Cavalry Archers that shoot while running away while you're trying to chase them, that is hilarious, and I love it. The Rus, I wasn't sure what to expect from this one, but I really enjoyed the Rus campaign. I'm very happy that we had a Rus campaign. Do I like playing as them? I mean, it's pretty cool to have the ability to build wood fortresses really early in the game. So you can build fortresses before everyone else, and wood is typically, but certain maps are not this way, the easiest resource to come by. The Delhi Sultanate, I didn't even play this one yet. Elephants, obviously cool. Religion, just like the Holy Roman Empire. I'd love to see a campaign for this one. The Abbasid, pardon me on the pronunciation, dynasty. Camels, awesome. Don't know what city planning is, right? I want to see this. So, along the lines of the civilizations, two things. One, I think they could certainly add more, right? They've got 8. They definitely could have more than that. And then, I want more campaigns, but I love a good single-player campaign on an RTS game. I don't think I'm alone in this view, but I want more, and I would predict, knowing the Age of Empires business model, they're going to shell out some $6.99, $7.99 DLCs where you get to play a new campaign or a new civ or both, and I think it's coming, and we'll see. I'll definitely play them when they come. Something else to talk about for Age of Empires, the loading times seem to be getting worse as the game progresses. To give an example, let's just restart this mission. We're not gonna listen to her talk. And then, just take note as to how long this takes to load. It's 2022, January 2022 as I'm recording this, and I have a pretty nice rig. I got a solid state hard drive. I have what was brand new specs in late 2015. Yes, I'm probably building a new PC next year, but there's nothing wrong with it. And this isn't exactly Crisis or maybe it's poorly ported, but when I played Warzone with my buddies, The issue really wasn't my device, it was poorly ported, but I'm still talking and this loading screen's still going. If you see that, like, and it seems to be a similar issue on Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. Don't get me wrong, I like this game. I love Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, but it's still loading. It's still going. This is long on like PlayStation 2 standards. Long. Like when your memory card was full and you were trying to load up another Star Wars Battlefront 2 Galactic Conquest save file. You know what I'm talking about. But like, I don't. It's still going. This is my biggest complaint. I think this is it. I hated this. I still hate it. It's not over. And now it says play. You know, and then like there's this lag, and then this. I don't mind the hold to skip function that stops me from, you know, making the mistake of accidentally skipping. That's fine. And then that leads to another complaint I have. The main menu is horrible. This is not memorable. I'm not going to look back and go, oh yeah, that awkwardly zoomed in but still nothing's labeled map. I loved that. I don't think anyone thinks that. And like this is fine, this is fine, a news section is fine, but what is going on in the center? Like, compare this, and I'm recording while just playing Age of Empires 4, but in edit I'm probably going to throw up on screen the old Age of Empires main screens, right? Age of Empires 2 had quite a lot of change from the original game, Conquerors, and all the other expansions, Definitive Edition, HD Edition. They all had really beautiful, meaningful, like really in-depth main menus. And here it feels like the Age of Empires 4 dev team was like, remember Civilization 4? And that beautiful Earth that was just spinning while the lights turned on and Baba Yetu was playing in the background. Yeah, that was a sweet main menu. It still is one of my favorite main menus. This is not going to compare to that. I feel like that was the template they were working on, but I think this is garbage. And then I hit single player and like, it moves over here, but there's nothing labeled. I was like, okay. But I'd say the loading times and the main menu user interface, not a fan. Not a fan at all. They have this leveling system, and like, first of all, I didn't find it because the main menu is confusing and frankly ugly. But apparently I'm level 21. It's nice that they, you know, have all these achievements, and they show you how good you are with each country. It appears that this may have been an update done after I had completed all the other civilizations and not the Rus. So that's a bit of annoying. I recognize that there's an Art of War section. I might play this. I don't know. I think I'm gonna just take a break from Age 4. After I do this. I got other things I want to do on the channel, but this didn't quite have the same as the William Wallace learning campaign, which, you know, like, had a story to it. I think this is more like just technically how you do it. So whatever, that's fine. Not a great issue. But I really think the main menus and the loading times are the things that I disliked the most. And then we can't really ignore. We're gonna. No, let's go to the scrimmage. And then let's check out the actual, like, graphics of the game. Like, I'm not normally one to complain. What would be? Let's just do the English. I'm not normally one to complain that much about the graphics, but it looks like the individual unit character models were made really well. There's a lot of movement happening on the guy on horseback and the horse, and it's all very good. And then they just glossed it all over and didn't add detail. I feel like it's like the graphics were unfinished, which may be a bit strange to say. And also the loading screen time again. Like, this stinks. If you're sitting here going, wow, this is a terrible review, it's taking so long for it to load, I don't think that means it's a terrible review. It means the game's messed up. But check out the graphics, right? They're not ugly. I could zoom in more in other games. right? Like, and like you look at this individual character model and it's all moving. The arms are moving, the horse is moving like a horse would. But it's just not, it's like, they went like with this like glossed over cartoon look. And I don't know how it like, but again, like this unit model's fine. It's really awesome. I feel like it just needed to be cleaned up. He's walking through grass. That's super cool. I also liked that they returned to you have to drop off food. Right? In Age of Empires 3, of course, you don't have to drop off resources. You just sit there and keep doing your thing. It's kind of just chugged right there during the review. That's fun. But like, is this pretty? I mean, let me know in the comments below, do you think it's pretty? Because I think Age of Empires was a lot prettier than this. But, what do I say about the game as a general rule? I would say, are you a huge RTS fan? Do you love RTS and you're like really thankful that the Golden Age seems to be making a small comeback, even though it's mostly nostalgia filled, and you really want more campaigns with story? Yeah, get Age of Empires 4. You probably don't even need to wait for a sale. I think you're going to be really happy with the game. But are you like, is RTS just kind of like a genre and you got to kind of be in the mood for it, and you mostly just play it online with your friends who were much more into it than you? Then no, I'd stick to Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. That's the one. That's the best one. But if you're like me and you grew up playing Age of Empires, Command & Conquer, StarCraft, and you love RTS, get it. Don't even wait for it to be on sale, right? But I'd say, like, I'd prefer Age of Empires 3 to this game. But let me know in the comments below, what did you think of Age of Empires 4? If you were to give it a 1 to 10 scale rating, what would you give it? I think I'm giving it an 8 if you really like RTS games, 6 if you're just like, my friends make me play RTS games. Again, let me know in the comments below. This has been Noxis Flak, and I will see you in the next one.